So now what we want to talk about is the buy box rotation. What is it? How does it work? And how do you work it out in terms of the competition and Amazon if they're on the listing? So if you are reviewing a product on on the product listing page and you notice that a seller has the product the buy box at $26.89, and we'll just expand the sellers here. And so we know that if a customer came and purchased, click the buy now button, they would get this that seller at that price would achieve the sale. Let's just assume that this person here, they've got the price exactly the same. So let's just assume that they are the same fulfillment. They are an FBA seller. Now, how does that work? Because they're both priced the same price. They're both the same fulfillment type. How does that work? Because we've already spoken about fulfillment, professional seller's account, and obviously price being an indication of the one that Amazon chooses for the buy box. Well, Amazon shares or rotates the buy box. So as long as these two people or these two resellers stay at the same price and generally don't go out of stock, what will happen is Amazon will actually rotate the buy box and they will gain an equal share of the sales for that product listing until something changes. Just because these two resellers, and we're assuming that this one's also FBA Prime on this example, is the same price, Amazon won't just share it between these two. We know that they take in a lot of other factors. We don't know exactly what they take in, but from experience, we have noticed that Amazon at times may also, just because they're the cheapest, doesn't mean that Amazon may not actually rotate the buy box between this seller, and this seller, with obviously this seller being slightly more expensive. You're shortlisting products to resell for the company on Amazon. What you're looking at is who's got the buy box currently at the moment, what are their stock levels, and we'll talk about that a bit later, and also what's the current price. So of the price where you can gain an adequate profit and ROI in line with the targets that you've been set to achieve per product, what is approximately the competition in line with the price point that we want to price those products for? Let's have a look at another one. So we've got another Lego toy here. £50.28 is the current buy box price, and it's Prime. If we scroll down, we can see that there are 18 plus sellers from £48.99 plus free delivery available, so slightly cheaper than the buy box price. And then if we scroll down again, we can see here sold by Brick by Bricks and fulfillment by Amazon. So Brick by Bricks are an FBA seller because they're fulfilling their goods through FBA. Let's dig a bit deeper into the competition. What I want you to keep in mind is the price. The buy box price at the moment for this product is £50.28. So what we're going to do is we're going to load this up. And I'm just going to filter, and I'm going to get rid, I want to select new, because that's the only condition I want to see for this product at the moment. And we see from us filtering this to new, because we're not interested in used or refurbished products for this listing. So we've got the buy box price at the moment at £50.28. We've then got Universal Electrics Limited at £50.29, FBA. If we scroll down, we've got another one, FHL UK Group at £50.31. So you can see we're increasing slightly by a few pennies. WCLT. Now, interestingly, this one here, all of these dispatched by Amazon, as you can see. So they're FBA, but this one is an FBA seller because they are FBM seller, sorry, because they are selling the item and they're also dispatching it themselves, and they don't have the Prime badge there, so they're not an SFP seller. We've also got On Time For You, dispatched by Amazon, FBA seller because they've got the Prime badge at £50.49, and so on and so forth. We've got two price matching there going on as well. In this example here, we can see that actually having a look at the other competitors on the listings, the other sellers, that they are actually more expensive than this seller here. So they've got the cheapest price by a penny, and they're also gaining the buy box. But let's have a look at another example. Here we can see another product, this one's Playmobil actually, and current buy box is £17.99. If we scroll down, we can see it's dispatched by AM Distributions and it's fulfilled by Amazon, so an FBA seller. If we click and have a look, we can see something interesting. So $17.99 is the current seller we've just looked at, AM Distributions, and there are 3 other sellers on this listing. $16.99 dispatched by Amazon, IRD stores, and we've also got MRM fulfillment dispatched by Amazon. And one thing you notice is that actually this one is more expensive than these 2 here. Interesting thing with this is that this is the currently the only seller on this listing that's got the Prime badge, and also they've only got 2 ratings, 2-star ratings, but they have got 100% positive feedback over the last 12 months. Now if we look at the others, you can see here 65 rating, 9 ratings, so they're a lot more. The reason being is because of the fulfillment. It's not just the price that they're the reason why they're getting the buy box, so it's also based on the fulfillment that they're using. We go back to our previous example, we can see here seller's got the buy box at £23 Prime, and you've then got, obviously they're the cheapest on this listing, so you've then got used and new, so we didn't filter that, let's just filter that to new. And then you can see that's a massive difference in comparison to the £32.99 selling 80 Bazaar. So let's just assume that this one went out of stock. What would happen then? If we notice that if this one with the buy box went out of stock, they'd no longer be on the listing unless they were replenishing quite quickly. You've then got 2 people here that are matching the price, and they're both using FBA. Both resellers, third-party resellers, not Amazon. So the chances are potentially that they would actually get a rotation of the buy box because they're using the same fulfillment. They've no doubt got professional sellers accounts, and they're also competitively priced. Let's have a look at one more example. So here we've got someone that is at $29.99 on the buy box for this product, slightly cheaper than the next one at $33.19. And then it goes up to $33.98 and so on and so forth. So we haven't got any price matching happening, which is actually ideally what you kind of want to achieve as a reseller where possible. They've all got the Prime badge, apart from this one here that is dispatching it themselves, so they'll be an FBM seller. Now the interesting thing here is that, you know, not only are these guys the lowest price, they've no doubt got a professional seller's account, but look at the ratings, 11,208 ratings for that individual seller versus 116, and then this one here has got not a bad amount, 1969. Now it probably takes like between 50 to 100 orders to get 1 rating, so you can kind of do the calculations and see how many actually orders you'd need to have as a reseller achieved from selling your stock to actually up your rating. And as we saw in a previous example, there was one seller that actually had the buy box because of price and fulfillment, but they only had a rating of 2. Now, no doubt on that listing, if there was an equally matching FBA seller that was price matching on that product using the same fulfillment option, and also had a professional seller's account, but had a higher rating score, we may see that actually the buy box gets given to them because of that. So assuming that obviously this is at the moment the lowest price, bear in mind the actual ratings of this individual as well. Now, likelihood is that if this person was price matching this one with the buy box, but they had only 116 ratings, Amazon may not share the buy box rotation with that individual, especially if they weren't price matching this one that has the buy box. And I think also to take into consideration is, let's just assume that this person wasn't here and that the buy box price was at £33. Buy box price was at $33.98, and this person, so SWCL, could dispatch tomorrow because they're using fulfillment by Amazon. We've seen it on product listings before, whereby this one would actually be the cheaper price and they'd be using Amazon, but sometimes it would say here, instead of free delivery tomorrow, it would say back order, and that means that that individual is out of stock, but they're waiting for more stock to obviously be checked in at the Amazon fulfillment centers to then go live. And the chances are that if this one was the cheapest price, but it said back order here, Amazon saying, no, you haven't got any stock. So until you actually are in stock of this product, we're going to award the buy box to this person here that is slightly more expensive, because Amazon want their customers to be happy. Amazon wants their customers, if they want to come on this listing page and buy this product, they want to be able to serve that customer. So that's why they potentially give this person here with a slightly more expensive price the buy box over this person who has a back order and can't actually fulfill that product to the customer until they're in stock. Now bear in mind what I've just said is assuming that this person wasn't on the listing. Let's look at this example. So we know that £23 is the buy box price on the listing. It's actually on sale, so the RRP for this is usually $34.99. We can see it's Amazon. Amazon is on the listing. Dispatch is from Amazon, sold by Amazon. So they are hogging the buy box on this product listing. Interestingly, if you look at the price difference as well, it's a major jump from what they're selling it for to what this person's selling it for. Now, Amazon saying, no, you're probably priced too high, and the next person who's also price matching at $32.99 is still too high, so we're going to maintain the buy box. Now, interestingly, if Amazon was to go out of stock of this product and they weren't going to replenish their stock, potentially these two would gain the buy box. Now, let's just have a quick look at how much that's selling them up. Wow, so almost well, in between kind of 900 units a month. That's huge, especially if you're making, even if you're making £2 to £3 profit on that product, and you're gaining, up to 1,000 sales. So if Amazon weren't on the listing, you're able to find this brilliant sales rank as well at 375. That's why it sells so fast. And there may still be demand for a higher price for this product, and that would be a great product to sell. We've seen Amazon is on the buy box. They are retaining that buy box at the moment, and they are significantly priced cheaper than the previous sellers that have got the higher price that we've just seen. Talk to you a bit more about the buy box rotation. So let's just assume that Amazon's run out of stock of this product and they're no longer on the listing. From what I can see as it stands, as long as no more competition comes on and lists on this product, I can see that probably what will happen is these two sellers here, because they're price matching, they will win the buy box rotation. So basically Amazon will select one of these sellers to appear on the buy box price on the product listing, and no doubt if their metrics are similar, near enough, they're both professional accounts, they're both fulfilling by Amazon, which we can see, and they maintain their price matching at $32.99 each, Amazon will probably award one person first with the buy box, and then the buy box will rotate. So Amazon over a period of time will then give it to this person and then this person, and then what happens is they'll continue to do that until such time as one of these runs out of stock. Then potentially, if no one else comes on the listing or drops their price to that $32.99, they will then continue to have the buy box up until the point that they run out of stock. If no one else then comes on the listing at that price or cheaper than this person here, we can then assume that this person will get the buy box, and so on and so forth. Now, there's currently, as I can see, no other people price matching in terms of price. They're all slightly a bit more expensive. So that one's 39 pence more. That one is then a few more pence above this person. So that's the kind of how the buy box rotation works. But ideally what we're looking at is not penny underpricing when we're reviewing products to actually buy, and once we purchase them, we don't want to penny underprice, because if we penny underprice, yes, we're potentially the cheapest price and we'll win the buy box, but what happens is it sets a trend and other sellers might then start to do the same. And if everyone was to penny underprice, so what I mean by that is we could come in at 39 for example, and then this person might then actually say, hey, well, I've lost the buy box, assuming none of these are actually in stock and on the listing, and they might then drop the price and we might then drop the price, and what's happening is you're eroding the profit margin of that product. So that's why we always, in order to achieve the buy box and the buy box rotation, we want to ensure that we come in and we price match. thing to consider if we kind of carry on the premise that these ones will go out of stock and then the buy box will then jump. Amazon won't award the buy box to a reseller if they're significantly higher in terms of price. Now, we can see here that there's not much difference in terms of this price and this price, but for example, these guys are £1 more than these. So let's just assume that this seller wasn't actually on the listing and none of these ones above were, but we've got one at $33.79 and one at $34.79. The chances are, because of this one is priced cheaper and actually £1 cheaper, generally the buy box may go to that individual as long as they're in stock. Only what I'm getting at here is when you're reviewing products and you're shortlisting them, things change, prices change, competitors drop off the listing because they run out of stock, more competitors come on the listing. So when you're shortlisting products, you want to remember that we're not competing against 46 sellers on the listing. We're competing against the sellers that are around the buy box price, the price that we want to achieve in order to get the sale.